Today we're going to go back over some of the crazy styles that Invicta's brought out this year. And what they've been doing, the news and stuff like that, man. So let's just dive into this thing. Yo, what's happening, family, man? It's your boy Trapvision 3D, man. Welcome to the lifestyle, man. So 2021 came and gone. We only got a few days left and that thing is out of here, man. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on today's episode, man, but I do want to breeze through a couple of watches Invicta came out with, brought back out, what's new to the collection, you know, and some other news. So first and foremost, let's dive in. First, I have to start off with one of the most controversial watches that Invicta put out, and I call it controversial because I saw the comments. I saw all the comments, man. Boy, y'all let this watch have it, man. But this was I was blessed enough to actually get this from Invicta Ryan. So the Invicta watch company actually sent me this watch. This was a complete redesign, and I believe, honestly, there's like hints of the Thunderbolt in this watch. And it's a 52mm timepiece. You hear that? Yeah, hold on, let me put it back, because I feel like not only I don't even have OCD, but I feel like it, you know, I may trigger Tommy's. So I'll put that back on there. Plus Bob Cohen is watching. I gotta put the thing back on. Anyway, this has been a pretty nice watch. I just love the fact that, you know, they thought of me. They could have sent this to any other collector, but Invicta sent this to me. Regardless of what people may think of it, I think it was, you know, it was just the thought behind it. So I keep this and hold this watch is one of my treasures. You know, I've worn it a few times, worn it out, and people do. I get a huge response. And to that YouTuber that said, if you wear an Invicta, you will get spit on when you go outside, that is completely untrue. I've run into people that do not like Invicta, and I had people voice it. They say, oh, that's not my style. I don't like it. Ain't nobody spitting, man. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. Next up. This is a watch that, look at the profile. Yeah, you see that? You can see straight through. You can see my sweater. Tom and Jerry. All right, so this one, I'm gonna show you this. I actually just fired it up. That friction crown, you know. So this one has, they call it a fusion now. They started a hybrid. I think it's maybe because of the name or whatever. Somebody else may hold that name, but it's a reserve timepiece. Dual. Look at that. You see that? That came in just nice. So this watch is not as accurate as some of the other pieces that, you know, Invicta holds, but it is a fun watch. It's very heavy. I'm telling you. Let you see what it looks like. Oh, I just put it right there. But that's how it's pretty thick watch, flame fusion. What else can I say? The engineering behind this watch, man, I think is crazy because they put a bunch of pieces in it. They say, hey, you want large, we give it to you, and they put a power reserve at the top. So I think it's a pretty fun watch, especially people that just like something different. This watch right here that I'm going to bring up next kind of has the same design to it. It's a Aqua specialty. This is the graffiti type, though. And yes, I woke my brother up at, what, 5:30, 6 o'clock? I think it was 5:30 in the morning. I was working out. I said, yo, bro, this watch was every bit of $300. Closer, it was like $289 or something like that. The price dropped to $250-ish, somewhere around there. Don't know if Invicta stores made a mistake. I know they've done that before because they go through a third party. It really didn't matter to me. I bought it at the price that they had listed, and it's in there. Black spinels around it, when the spinels are just a part of the ruby family. They're not black diamonds, but it's jewels, a little over 4 carats of black spinels. Give this thing a lot of character. Has the look at that, man. You can't leave fingerprints in it. And speaking of fingerprints, Every design is unique. It's just a hydroplate. They dip it in there, send it out to us, and if you are into like crazy colors and funky designs, boom. I said this got like a root beer dial to it. I like that. And then next, I'm gonna show you another graffiti that me and my brother Vic, we got these watches together. You know what I'm saying? This one right here, I'm calling it like the lightning strike, even though it's not lightning on it. It's actual graffiti. You know, it's like you went into a, you know, New York subway. And I had never been to the New York subway. Just seen a lot of movies. But anyway, this one is powered by the Z60. But the thing about this watch, it is big. It's not traditional. That's what I like about it the most. Blue is my favorite color. It does have a mineral crystal in it. The rest of the watches I showed you had a flame fusion crystal. So it kind of have both, best of both worlds type of deal. Pretty decent watch, man. And for it to be so big, the way the bracelet fits on the wrist is balanced. Now, the thing that I liked about what Invicta did this year, they brought out a lot of designs. And the prices, that was another thing that people have been talking about. The prices of Invicta have jumped up on certain items. Some have not. The Pro Diver still remains the same, so to speak. But I know goods and services have gone up across the planet, everywhere. But one of the things I do like Invicta did was they brought back the Pro Diver Reserve, which I didn't think I was ever going to get into it. So, of course, I was a collector that just bought just solely off of what it looked like. I said, oh, I want it. I want it. I don't care what it looked like. It's on sale. I want it. But then I started getting off to like the movements and stuff like that and case design. And this is a Pro Diver, 47 millimeter. You see the mother pearl. It has diamonds around the hour markers all the way around. It's I think a quarter carat of diamonds. And this has that butterfly deployment clasp. But you can see that reserve on there. And I've seen other collectors have these watches, and it's like one of those, like, man, I want one of those. You look like a sad puppy walking away. But Invicta brought it back, and brought it back at a decent price, and I was able to purchase this through Shop HQ. Speaking of which, Shop HQ have, like, look, they have done some funny stuff on TV, and I know there was another YouTuber that took a stab at QVC and Shop HQ. Love to hate it. I'm going to tell you this. I think it's funny to look at, you know, some of the stuff that they do, all the kooky stuff, from stuff falling out the watches to them pushing people out of chairs to, I mean, it's so much of stuff. It's so many things that has happened over the course of this year that I found amusing, bringing people together. Like check this out.
Partnerships in Invicta's brand, and that is a partnership with the NFL. Now, as far as the NFL timepieces are concerned, this is the only Grand Pro Diver, which is like one of the customer's #1 favorite watches.
That right there is basically, you know what I'm saying, like bringing all the NFL collectors in that may happen to collect watches. Now you can collect your watch with the NFL logo, whoever you decide to go with. And speaking of logos and designs and stuff like that, boom. Very strange design, right? You'll never see this on another watch. And I will say, you know, I heard before YouTuber says that Invicta is a homage thief or a homage type of company because they don't have a unique design. There's not another watch that I've seen like this. It is very strange. I like it. It's big. I like the dual time zones on it. And I like that cable. It's just a lot of stuff going on in this watch that's different. The only thing I would add to this watch, if I could, is just making the entire, instead of having a strap, I would have had the bracelet. But Invicta brought this out. I didn't get this year. Technically got this last Christmas. But this is a watch I carried through 2020 showcasing. Now, the other thing that Invicta done, I've seen, is they incorporated, you know, or just made it to where anybody can collect. You don't have to know much about watches, but I know my wife, she don't know too much about watches like that, man, but she fell in love with this design, which used to be Imperious, but Invicta bought Imperious, and they put their logo on it, and then they made this bad boy. As you can see, look at the case. Paddle shifters, right? In a sports car. No. But it just activates the chronograph. Will she ever? No. She's not using the chronograph. But it's cool just having this watch because it's an aesthetic that she likes to put on her wrist and go about her business. X-Wing, by the way, if you want to know. It's the X-Wing. And one watch that I didn't think I would ever get or collect or to have in my collection. I seen it on Tommy's channel, and then I started seeing it on Facebook groups and stuff like that. but it is this right here. It's the Invicta or the Imperious Jailbreak. So I do have the Imperious. It's sitting over there. Haha. And this is not this stainless steel, but it kind of looked like titanium, but that's just the finishing. This one is odd. I mean, because it's an Imperious, but you know, Invicta brought it back. Got a Salida 200, and that one was the one I was like, oh yes, I'm glad y'all brought that back, man. You know, so I was all good. I'm all good. So I wanted to breeze through all those watches, being selfish, because you know, Invicta's more than just pro divers. I see the pro divers so much. People always reviewing pro diver. You know, people like these watches, and the last watch, or it's not even a watch. Well, I guess the pocket watch. I just showed this. I was in Starbucks. It is funky, it's fun, it's big, it's in your face. It's just, I mean, it's cool to have, man. I think it's a cool watch. I honestly believe it's just nice having something different. The lume on it is crazy, which all these other watches, either lume is pretty decent or not. Some of Invicta watches, the lume just fades out pretty quick. But I think over the course of this year, Invicta has covered the board for just about everything. I'm talking about they've made something for everybody. You know what I'm saying? If you like Godfather, you got every pocket watch out there in the different variations of pro divers. And also, people got to get into some of the premier movements. You know, the R150, the Salidas, and stuff like that. All the automatics. There's a lot more that Invicta has come out with. But overall, love and hate Invicta, man. They have done one thing. They have succeeded to do one thing, and that's bring a lot of us together, whether they know it or not. We have communities, pockets of communities all over Facebook. We have, Invicta Holics alone has over 10,000 members in it, you know, and then Invicta Cruisers and Invicta Vets, you know, and who can forget about Invicta 757? And then Flossing's not even a group or watch group. They just happen to collect watches, man. But, you know, you have all these different people coming together, and all of us got one thing in common. We like to collect watches, all right? So that was my rundown of 2021 with Invicta and me. Please come back tomorrow. We're going to have a state of the collection with everybody, all Invicta collectors. If you collect Pagani, well, I don't care what you got. Whatever you collected in 2021, come back, bring your watches. If you got your Rolex, you got Pateks, whatever the case is, bring them in there. And don't forget, I'm going to show you something. Boom, beads. Boom, beads. And more beads. We're going to have a bead battle between me and Vic. You know what I'm saying? That's Magnum Vic. This guy right here. Hold up. This guy right there. He challenged me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to have to go ahead, take them gloves off. You know what I'm saying? He could be my brother after Sunday. But this Sunday, man, he's my opponent. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all be here, man. We're going to have fun. It's just going to be a big family vibe anyway, man. So, family, let me know what was your takeaway for 2021 as far as Invicta's concerned, or a life event in 2021. Go ahead and leave it down in the comment, man. Don't matter. Safe zone. So, until the next lightning strike, family, you guys be blessed.